5, 4.
Aaron Bushnell, a former Air Force veteran, lit himself on fire in protest against Israel. We'll hear more coming up. Funding in regards to federal resources may be in jeopardy. The first deadline hearing will take place tomorrow. We'll hear more about the potential government shutdown soon. The Odysseus spacecraft has lost all communication 5 days after the landing on the moon. Welcome to Studio G. My name is Kiriana Perlman. On Sunday afternoon, Aaron Bushnell, an active duty member of the United States Air Force, walked up to the Israeli embassy in Washington, D.C. and set himself on fire. Aaron Bushnell sat down his phone and walked up outside the Israeli embassy, only to pour an unknown liquid all over himself and ignited himself on fire. He then yelled, "Free Palestine," and the 25-year-old fell to the ground while police tried to put out the flames. Moments later, Bushnell was quickly rushed to the hospital where he passed away later on. He died preaching that he would no longer be an accomplice to genocide. Presidential candidate Cornel West shares his thoughts on Aaron's approach to the message.
We've seen the example of our dear brother Aaron Bushnell. When he set himself on fire and killed himself, what was he saying? These are moral issues and moral causes. These are not just brands and strategies and tactics. And as you know, Sister Dana, so much American politics is about strategy and tactic. These are deeply moral and spiritual issues having to do with arbitrary power being used.
D.C. Police, Secret Service, and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives are still investigating the case of Aaron Bushnell. A trial date has been set for the fatal shooting that took place on the set of Alec Baldwin's movie Rust in New Mexico. Baldwin faces up to 18 months of prison time if convicted and has been charged with the death of the cinematographer Helena Hutchins and has pleaded not guilty. The first judicial court in Santa Fe has scheduled the trial to begin on July 10th and last through July 19th. Jury selection will begin on July 9th. Baldwin, the lead actor and co-producer on the Western movie, was pointing a handgun at Hutchins during a rehearsal in October of 2021 when the gun went off, killing the cinematographer and wounding director Joel Souza. UFC is returning to Las Vegas this weekend with the heavyweight battle headlining the Fight Night card this Saturday. UFC brings its talents to the Apex this week with the main card headlined by Rosenstrike versus Gaziev. The main card also features incoming talent with Muhammad Makhachev facing Alex Perez and Umar Nurmagomedov faces Bazzicat Almadad, and Umar hoping to keep his undefeated record against the UFC newcomer. UFC arrives in Miami next week for UFC 299, headlined by Sean O'Malley and Marlon Chito Vera. UFC 300 returns to Las Vegas with the capstone event being headlined by Alex Pajita, and Jamal Hill will leap over to Amanda on weather.
Thank you, guys. So let's just get right off into the weather today. Today, our current temp is going to be a really nice 63, partly sunny, partly cloudy, so you might want to bring a jacket just in case. Winds are a little high. I don't think we're expecting any rain today, but just keep an umbrella just in case. You never know in Vegas. Up next, we have temperatures across the valley. Looking over here, we have the highest being Henderson and Enterprise at 68. Anthem is going to be at 65, with the rest of the valley chilling at a nice low 60s to mid 60s. And then we have Boulder City also as well. It might be a great time to get out and do some hiking, go out to the lake. And then up next, what we're going to have is the evening planner. So coming up around 3 p.m., it'll be about 70 degrees. It's going to stay pretty chill throughout the night, so definitely pack on some layers if you plan on going out. According to 6 p.m., we're going to be coming up on 68 degrees, working our way down to midnight to nice and crisp 58 degrees. Our sunset time today will be at 5:35. As we know, days are getting longer, winter's starting to come to an end. Hopefully everybody's able to plan some stuff for their evenings, go out on those nice walks as the sun is starting to set before it gets too cold. On campus today, we have a high temperature, which is kind of weird given that it's been super cold this week. We have the average of that 73, so it might be nice to maybe go eat your lunch out in the quad, maybe hang out with some friends and see what we can get done today. And then for our 7-day forecast, it's a little bit weird this week. We're starting out pretty warm, starting out with a high 73 with a low of 53, working our way down to the coldest part of the weekend being on Monday for the high of 62 with a low of 43. But we're hitting as low as 41 degrees, guys, on Sunday. So make sure we are definitely wearing jackets. We're definitely bundling up if we're doing anything later this week. That's really all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much, and we'll throw it back to Kiriana in the studio.
Thanks, Amanda. Adele postponed her March Las Vegas residency dates over health concerns. She made this decision on medical advice due to a recurring health problem she announced late Tuesday. The London-born singer posted on Instagram that her 5 shows at the Coliseum Theater at Caesars Palace would be rearranged for a later date while she takes time to rest. The show is titled Weekends with Adele. The singer reminds the media that she was sick at the end of her last leg on tour and all the way through her break. She says, "I hadn't quite gotten the chance to get back to full health before the shows resumed, and now I'm sick again. And unfortunately, it's all taken a toll on my voice," the Grammy winner added. Adele delayed the opening of the Las Vegas residency in January 2022, announcing in a tearful video that the show was not ready due to delays caused by the 2020 pandemic. Instead, it ran from November 2022 until March 2023. However, after the second leg of her residency ended in November, the singer extended her time at Caesars Palace, saying her time at the Coliseum Theater was not enough. Dates for her new shows are in May and June are still postponed online, with some tickets available for purchase at more than $1,000. The singer recently announced that she would perform in Europe for the first time since 2016, where she has been booked for 4 nights in August around Germany. Senate Leader Mitch McConnell announced on Wednesday that he will be stepping down following the November election. Here's what he had to say about stepping down.
Father Time remains undefeated. I'm no longer the young man sitting in the back, hoping colleagues would remember my name. It's time for the next generation of leadership.
Even though Mitch McConnell is stepping down, he has stated that he intends on serving his full term ending in 2027. Neurovirus is making the rounds again. Here's what you need to know. Since last neurovirus, positivity rates have been hovering around 10 to 12.5% since early January, while mainly affected in the Northeast. Cases in the West have also seen an increase. Some of the symptoms to look out for are nausea, stomach pain, diarrhea, vomiting, as well as fever, headache, and body aches. Neurovirus is contagious and can be passed through direct contact or infected surfaces, so make sure you're washing your hands frequently. If a deal is not reached in time, the federal government may be in the midst of a shutdown. Potential programs that may be affected include Veterans Affairs, transportation, agriculture, and more. The first 2 government deadlines take place tomorrow on March 1st. Here is Karen Kaffa with telling us more.
Congressional leaders racing the clock again.
I think it's pretty safe to say we all agree we need to avoid a government shutdown.
We made it so clear that we can't have the shutdown because it hurts so many people in so many different ways, even for a short period of time.
And households wondering how to prepare. In January, lawmakers passed another short-term government funding deal with 2 new deadlines on March 1st and March 8th. Without a deal, departments impacted by this week's deadline include transportation, housing and urban development, veterans affairs, agriculture, and energy. Operations critical to public safety would continue during a shutdown, so employees like USDA food inspectors and TSA workers and air traffic controllers would stay on the job, but without pay.
Everyone, bring a paper mic.
Other departments, including education, health, and human services, may be affected by the second funding. The deadline for this deal is on March 8th. Last Tuesday, we lost communication with Odysseus Moonlander 5 days after it landed. This was the first spacecraft after 50 years to touch down on the moon. But with the solar panels no longer being exposed to light, the power has fallen short and lost all its capabilities. After some navigation issues, Odysseus landed on the unexplored side of the moon. The South Pole, the company behind this spacecraft, released images that are being observed are of high scientific interest. Cameras have spotted potential ice that could be used for water or fuel in the future. NASA's mission in the future is to send a crew to the moon's South Pole as part of the agency's Artemis mission. The goal of this plan is to establish a human base on the moon and utilize the learnings to travel to the red planet, Mars. NASA hopes to send astronauts to Mars as early as 2030. We'll keep you updated on Odysseus if we hear more. On April 8, 2024, a total solar eclipse will take place across the United States in order to see its totality. You might want to travel to Greenville, Maine. There's been estimates of up to 30,000 visitors in the Greenville area, and they've been preparing since August of this year to make sure that they have disaster response plans in place. Just remember to get your eclipse glasses while you still have time. Stay tuned for more information on the upcoming solar eclipse. This week has been really good for the crypto investors out there. The well-known cryptocurrency Bitcoin surpassed $60,000 on Wednesday. It's the first time that's happened since November 2021. Bitcoin price has been increasing steadily since the Securities and Exchange Commission greenlit Bitcoin exchange-traded funds last month. Bitcoin rise in value has brought along other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum to yearly highs as well. Crypto can be highly volatile, so time will tell if this increase in value is here to stay. Have you ever dreamt of becoming a part of the Recording Academy? Well, now you can take that dream and make it a reality by getting involved with their student division of the Grammy U. This program gives emerging industry professionals and creatives and students the opportunity to network, get experience in the field, and attend real Recording Academy events, including Grammy Week. Student membership may even lead to professional membership in the future. For more information, go to recordingacademy.com/membership/GrammyU. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Kiriana Perlman, and that's all we have for you.